How's it going, guys? How's it going? All right, we're doing a test here to start off. Test, test, test. Want to make sure that our sounds and everything are good. Is that way everyone can hear me and everything, and we're not having any lag or anything like that as we get started here. So how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Let me know how we sound. Let me know how we sound. How's it going out there, everybody? How's it going, Has King? What's up, Oda? Red Kalinka? How you going? How you doing, Silas? Wait, man, your guys' names are weird. I have to read your names. I have to read your names. Make them like John or Red Dog. I don't know. I'm just making up crap, but like, yeah, seriously, it's really hard. Zulanda. Okay, there's an easy one. There's an easy one. How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. So thank you for joining us in this stream, especially if you joined us on the last stream. I guess not especially, but hopefully you enjoyed the last stream also. Anthony Martinez, that is a very easy name. What's up, man? Tiger, how's it going, dude? Aaron Hawkins, Sneak Creeper, how you going? How are you guys doing? It is not really that early here. I just haven't had much coffee at all, so don't mind me as I enjoy some as we try to have a video here. Oppenheimer, how's it going, man? Blaze Hulk, Laurent, how's it going? Or Laurent, I don't know. I'm not really sure where you're from. Sang, how you doing, guys? Okay, good. So we're using like the same settings that we used in our last video about doing yeah, just the same settings that we did last time, where we had pretty good results. We're going to use those settings again. As you can see, guys, my screen is extremely zoomed in. So that way that when we do see numbers, you guys are able to read the numbers really easily. So yeah, the screen may look a little funny, but that's just because we're like incredibly zoomed in. Hey, yep, Unbound, I do card games. This behind me is actually a store I just bought. I actually just bought an entire store's inventory. It's a little bit under 500,000 Magic cards that are right behind me. But there's also boxes over there. There is 3 closets full of cards. There's a table of cards. There's a ridiculous amount of cards. I actually used to do buying and selling card games for a living for a very long time. I don't do that anymore. Now I just mostly do it for fun. But yeah, so that's what all that is behind me. Little backdrop for you guys. What's going on? I'm Andres Lencho. How you doing, Mohammed? Welcome, everybody. Bjorn, how's it going, man? How's it going, everybody? Hopefully I've said your guys' names correctly. Ducky, how you doing? Tim, there's a name right there. That is a name that we can very easily say. The Real Pie Daddy. Okay, that's pretty good too. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump on into it in here really quickly. So what we're doing today, and also thank you so much, by the way, guys, for the people that are watching this video as a recording. Hopefully, what I try to do in these streams is I try to kind of like move along where even if you watch this as a recording later, then it's still interesting. You know, it's not just like literally watching me stream and whatever. So that way, it's kind of like we're doing a workshop today. So it's basically like a hybrid of a stream and a video. So we're going to be having. This guy doesn't know, but I can't actually talk to him. So if it's somebody from the stream, I can't actually talk to you because my chat's not up. But so what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a workshop where I'm going to be working with you guys and answering your questions that you have in the chat as we go through. So what I want you to be able to do, please, is when you have questions regarding flipping or stuff like that, then just ask them in the chat, and that way I can answer them with what we're doing. Sorry, it is a workshop and it is not just a demonstration. So for those of you that are watching this as a recording, it'll be kind of a demonstration, but you get the idea. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, guys. And thank you so much for saying my audio is improved and the voice is very smooth. That's good, because if you guys watched a couple videos ago, the audio was really whack. And yeah, that was not going too well. I don't know. My mic, I'm not sure what was going on because I didn't actually change the settings again. These are the exact same settings as that horrible video where like, you know, like the sound really wasn't that great. So I don't really know what was going on that day, but anyway, I'm glad it's working again. That's what counts. Hey, what's up, Clouded Sky? How you doing, man? You're Clouded Games on here, aren't you? Awesome, man. Yeah, I couldn't respond to you in game because my chat's not up because we're so zoomed in. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump into showing you guys what's going on. Okay, so Right here, we've got some gold in my inventory that we're going to use for flipping some cool stuff. We also have more urns because if you guys watched the recent video where I talked about how I earned 17 billion in 6 months, literally the reason why I made that is because to help you guys to be able to do that type of thing. That's actually not hard to do. So watch that video if you want to be able to, long term, very casually increase your wealth, like pretty substantially. I essentially I got a green party hat out of it. So yeah, it was a really cool trick to do. Anyway, so the stuff is still selling in here. It's the real video. Anyway, as you can see too, some of the stuff is actually selling for more than what it was selling in the video. So anyway, let's go ahead and roll through it. I'm gonna answer some questions as you guys pop them up too. So Bjorn says, flipping for double XP, you can definitely do that. And if you have specific questions about that, we'll definitely cover them. I know flipping is, I know it's a flipping video with you, but do you know what's happening with Virtus items? They're going crazy. I don't know Virtus specifically, but we can check them out. Hey, will there be more workshops? Yeah, Dennis, I'm actually, so we've had like 80 or so people on the streams on YouTube, and we can't play music on Twitch anymore, so I'm more inclined to actually be on YouTube. And then also people tend to like join the Patreon and, start their process of making their own millions and billions. And then also people join the Discord and stuff like that more often from the YouTube actually. So I actually really like YouTube as like, from like a business standpoint. But also the fact that there's more people here. I mean, honestly, I don't really care how much these videos earn, like these streams earn. It's more about the fact there's quite a few people here. So I would like to do more workshops. So if you guys like these workshops, be sure to hit the like, share it if you can, and put a comment down below that you enjoy the workshops, and we'll definitely do more of them. Also, if you give me some ideas of what workshops to do, that'd be cool because we haven't done those before. We haven't really done these before, so it's new territory for us. I had you in game. Awesome, man. Awesome. Can you please show your rares? I'm not sure. Very quickly, I'll just show you what's on this account. And you guys have probably seen it because this is the account that I usually use for videos, but this is just the rares in this account. There's 3 party hats, 3 Halloweens, a scythe, a Santa. That's really all that's on this account. I do have a lot more rares and they're on other accounts. And no, I do not buy out or invest in rares really. I just pick up the ones that I like. Are urns good for flipping right now? I would say they're okay. Urns are okay. Here, actually, yeah. Let's start off our flipping workshop today with urns. So we have someone right here, Snake Creeper, asking, are urns a good thing to flip? And if you guys did watch my most recent video about the 17 bill thing, then you saw that I talk about investing in urns. But are they good to flip? And the answer is they're all right. That's really honestly the answer. So I'll show you what I mean by they're all right. If we look at farming urn really quick, let's look at decorated farming urn. So when you guys do flipping, hopefully, by the way, just a real quick, I know we've had a lot of pit stops as I've been talking, but one last pit stop here. If you guys do not know how to flip or price check, then be sure to watch the flipping series I have on the channel, because the flipping series on the channel will show you how to flip and give you the very basics, well explained. I over-explain things. I know that. I'm like a storyteller and stuff like that. I love talking to people and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if my videos and I go off on a tangent. It's just because I want to help you guys. That's the reason why. But in those videos, like in those actual series, you can see a very long explanation for how to do each step. So if you need any help as far as how to flip literally, then be sure to watch those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a price check on this decorated farming urn. So we're going to go ahead and do a quantity of 1, and then I'm going to just pump up the price quite a bit here. So we've got it up to 21,452, which is above the mid price. That's all we want to do, guys. We just want to be above the mid price. We're going to hit confirm, and I'll just making sure I wasn't selling any farming ones. I think they're all gone though. And there we go. So we got 57.90 for a decorated farming urn, and that was the instant buy price. Now what we'll do is we'll pull this out and we're going to put it in again. How's it going, Hastily? Welcome, man. We're going to go minus 20% a couple times just to bring it down, so it's like pretty far below what mid is. That's kind of the goal there. We're going to hit confirm again, and then there we go. We got 57.75. Now we have both of our numbers. If we go back to our sale history, Maybe I'll show you guys some cool shit in the sale history. Look, I did. I showed you the obliterations I'm flipping. Don't use these prices, by the way, on the obliterations because these are not accurate anymore. The reason why they're not in my GE is because the price changed. But I was making 2.6. I was making 2.5 million each per account. I was making like 200 or 300 million per night on my accounts with obliterations, but don't do them anymore because they're not so great now. They changed. That's a fair warning for you. But if we look right here and we look at these decorated farming urns that we just now price checked, and also, by the way, guys, I'm going to get to your questions. I just don't want to keep on stopping. I want to like show you some content, and then I'll listen to your. I will read your stuff, your questions, and then we'll kind of bounce back and forth. So decorated farming urn sold for $57.75. It bought for $57.90. So normally, if we know what we know about normal price checks is that we will be selling it for $57.90 and we'll be buying it for $57.75. Something I can tell you as somebody who has done a lot with decorated urns in general is that here's what you want to do. You want to go back and you want to look at this. So decorated farming urn has a buy limit of 400. Any item that has a very low buy limit like that, but is still a supply that people do buy a lot of. I mean, let's be realistic. My nose really itches. Let's be realistic. How many times have you guys gone to buy urns and you're like, I need way more than 400? Probably often, right? Like normally if you buy urns, you're going to want way more than 400. You're going to want like a few thousand at least in order to save up, in order to use them for skilling. So that's not different from anybody else in the game. So what this means is that there are going to be more buyers than people that are actually doing the flipping. So if someone is actually sitting here flipping these, they're only going to be able to buy 400 every 4 hours. But the normal person who wants to stock these up is probably going to do something like this. They're probably going to put an offer for 4,000 of them and then just leave it. So how can you take advantage of that? You can take advantage of that by simply doing this. If we know back in here that our instant buy was $57.90. When I go to sell my decorative farming urns, I would actually start the sale higher. If you guys look back here, and I'm actually literally doing this. Let's look at my wood cutting urns. And also, by the way, guys, we're gonna do some other items that are not supplies like this. We're gonna do some other items too, some bigger items and stuff like that. So just if you want to see the big stuff like flipping tier 92s and stuff like that, we'll get to it. So just hang tight. Decorated wood cutting urn right here. As you can see, I've only sold 4261 of these, and this is probably how many I sold overnight. You know, like I wasn't concerned with selling my entire stack of them overnight. I was concerned with getting the best deal for them. If I go buy a decorated wood cutting urn right now, let's buy a decorated wood cutting urn right now. I'm gonna offer a little bit higher than what I'm selling it for. Boom, $43.49. That's actually below mid. So as you can see, I didn't really care about the current price check because I'm not changing this, I'm leaving it. I did not care about the current price check involving these because of this buy limit. So when you have a supply that people are going to be continuously trying to buy, that makes a low volume, and that makes quite a few times during the day they will spike up. They'll just keep spiking up invisibly because you won't see this on a graph. It'll just invisibly spike up throughout the day as the volume gets super low, but there's still quite a few buyers. So long story short, if you have items like urns, you can often sell them for way more than you price checked. That's also the same for going for the items that you've gone for for your buy. So if you have a buy right here, this says that we should be buying at $57.75. It also goes the same way. Whoever is paying $57.75, guys, is only able to buy 400 of them before they are on limit, which means that after that, the $57.75 offer is gone. It's gone, which means that you can pay a lot less. And this is just something that I've learned over many years of doing flipping. One of the things I've learned is about decorated farming urns is a great example of something you can do this. You can go like this, and you can literally do this right now if you want to. I don't really care. I'm not flipping these. And I mean, honestly, even if it is something I'm flipping, you guys can flip whatever you want to. I flip for fun. I don't really care what I earn flipping. So if I look at decorated farming urn right here, guys, I can go like this. It's $49.90 at mid. I'll go 5,001. I'll offer like for 4K of them, and then boom. So I will actually ignore what we got for that low, and then I will actually just put in my offer just above mid and let this sit there and then see if I buy any. You know, for a fun little cool project, I'll actually just leave this offer in there while we do this video. Something I want to do as a disclaimer though for this video is that keep in mind there are currently 110 people watching this stream. A lot of you guys are going to be putting in the prices I use and copying the items I use. So we may or may not buy any of these because some of you guys will end up, you know, doing this exact same thing, which is fine. So we'll see if they buy, but if they don't, it doesn't necessarily mean it didn't work. It just means that there's 110 people watching us do this. So but the cool thing is there are quite a few different decorated urns, guys. So try one that's not farming. Anyway, what you can do is you can offer just above mid, and then you can offer way above what you got the sale for. Now, to finish off this decorated farming urn talk right here, if your question is, why did you even price check to begin with if you weren't going to use the numbers? Seems realistic. Well, we learned two things from this. Number one, we learned that the prices are way above mid. If we looked at our woodcutting urn and we bought that one instantly below mid, then that means that realistically, if I was going to buy some woodcutting urns, I'm going to start my offer below mid, and quite a bit of below mid. Maybe I'd start at 37.01. You know, sure, let's do it. Why not? Boom. I would just start somewhere really low, and it would be below mid because our price check showed us below mid. If our price check showed us above mid, then we're putting offers in above mid. So the basic price check is not, on every item, it's not the perfect thing to follow because I don't really want to make 15 gold per urn. That would be a complete waste of time. But what I learned is that it's above mid, so we can use the different rules and tricks we know involving decorated urns to know that we can offer just above mid and then probably sell for like 7,000 or something like that. Oh look, what's up? Oh, there it is. Okay. So apparently nobody else overcut my offer because we just bought 270 of them, guys. We just bought 270 of these. So there is proof it works. Like the stuff I'm showing you guys and the stuff I show you guys on my channel and in our Discord and the Patreon stuff, it's all real stuff. Like I do not do any manipulation or whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. I want to help you guys out. I want to show you guys the really cool tricks. The fun for me is showing you guys really cool tricks that make you go, whoa, but they're real. So anyway, there we go. Decorated farming urns bought with that trick because this trick works so often. Whoever was paying $57.75, guys, they already bought all their urns. So now we are buying for 5,001. I feel sorry for the guy paying $57.75, just be honest. All right, I'm going to answer a couple of questions in here and then we'll hop on to another item. Pretty specific questions, but with 400 million, what would you start flipping? I've been doing Arum sets, Drygores, Blackstones, Raw, Samolite, Good Luck, but I would love more suggestions. My recommendation, and actually, so this recommendation, that's a great question. This recommendation is good for anyone of any amount of gold. What I would do is start with tier 70 gear, okay? So if we look at tier 70 gear, what is tier 70 gear if you don't know what that is? Armadillo chest plate. That is a tier 70 gear. So start with tier 70 gears and flip as many of them as you possibly can, like in your slots, using the money you have. If you realize you have too much money left over, then bump up a little bit to tier 80 gear. Now, what a good example of tier 80 gear would be, why did I even type, I literally just typed in Knox. Oh man. So Knox armor, like Torva, Virtus, Pernix, and stuff like that, that is all tier 80 gear. So you can also do tier 75 if you want to. But anyway, the idea is to bump up from where you were. So start filling your Grand Exchange with tier 70s. Use what money you got. If you have a bunch of money left over here, start doing tier 80s, 75s, whatever. As you notice, they are a little bit more expensive. They are also a little bit more difficult to flip. They're not scary, you know, do them, flip them, it's fine. But just understand they're a little bit harder to flip. That's also another reason why I start people with tier 70s, because tier 70s are really easy to learn on. And then also, if you're doing tier 70s and you're doing tier 80s and one of these two situations pops up, either A, you're not making as much as you want to and you still have money left over, or B, you just don't like these items and you want to go higher, that's fine. Once you have enough money to do it, then start doing tier 90s. So you can do tier like Knox longbows, Knox scythes, Knox staves, stuff like that. Start doing the bigger stuff like that. Anyway, hopefully that answers you. There are some more specifics. Like obviously there are like the best things to flip for your price bracket, and I can definitely answer those questions. We answer that all the time in Discord, so feel free to ask that in Discord, especially in our flipping sections, but we will help you out with that for sure. But just as a rule of thumb, kind of do that stepping stone like that. And not only will the difficulty of flipping them rise with that, but also the profits rise with that. And then also it's just kind of an easy way to remember, oh, what should I flip next? Just flip the things you can flip next. Also, too, just a quick thing too, if you have some experience flipping at all, then it's a really good idea actually to start with tier 90s if you're able to. Like if you have 250 million gold, then start flipping a scythe, because these weapons right here will earn you anywhere from 1 million on up to maybe 8 million per flip. The average on these, by the way, guys, is like 1 to 2 million is the average profit on these flips. But we do flips like in the billionaire flip club in our Discord. We've done Knox bow flips at 8 million several times. We've done scythes at 10 million. We've done stabs at like 6 to 8 million. It does not happen very often, but it does happen. Okay, urns have smaller buy limits. They do. Yep, 400. David, watch their vids, by the way. Great content. Awesome, man. I mean, that, honestly, guys, like, that means the world to me. You guys don't understand how much it means to me when you guys leave comments like, this video is really cool and everything, because that's all I'm trying to do is just make fun content for you guys. I'm just a normal person just trying to make awesome content and help you out. That's literally it. A lot of people forget that I'm just a normal person, and they're just like, oh, he's an asshole. I'm just like, I don't understand why you think that. Billy Birdie, by the way, Virtus and Pernix are now reduced to essence to make 292 armor for sure. Like Tori before, that's why they're going crazy. 100%. Sarah Brews, yeah, Sarah Brews are really good. I know a couple people mentioned Sarah Brews being really good. Dr. Hero being BFC on Discord, actively reporting all prices I'm getting and some nice margins. Awesome, Doctor. Doctor's been in there for a very long time. Let's see. This video is pure gold. Good to hear. I just want to answer all of our questions we have and everything. Thank you so much, by the way, guys, for joining. Please join our Discord. It's one of the largest RuneScape Discords, and this is the kind of stuff we talk about all the time. Love to have you there. Always get scared when buying items where the non-instant sells or non-instant buys are way above the mid price. Okay, so actually, yeah. Let's cover that for a second. Let's cover that. So, worrying about items where the non-instant buy and non-instant sell are both way above mid. Let's do that. I have a great example for you right now. Let's look at trim masterwork. So if I look at trim masterwork, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 20% on this. If you're new to flipping, I don't recommend doing this. Just going to throw that out there, a little disclaimer. I'm going to go ahead and confirm. And there we go. As you can see, I bought these Trim Masterwork plate legs for 95,690K. As you can see, the mid price is 87,877. So as you can see, we're way above what the mid price is. So what does this mean for us? Like, what is this? What should we do with this? So a couple things here. Number one, when things are way outside of the normal range, and the normal range being like the mid price, because a lot of people who are newer to flipping don't really know 100% what they're doing with every single item, which is normal because only nerds like me should really know that crap anyway. That's why you can ask me questions. But then also people who are not flipping, how are they getting this right here? Like someone who does not flip in trying to buy Trim Masterwork plate legs is going to offer like mid price, and then maybe they'll go up to 90 million, and then they'll get frustrated and be like, why is it not buying for 90 million? And then they'll just put plus 20% 15 times and they'll buy it. So in order to successfully flip items like this and make the most money profit, you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep in mind, how are the people that are buying this from me buying it? What are they doing? And when you understand what they're doing, then you can understand how to flip it. Let me explain a little bit further as we go into this. So 95,690, right? Chances are that right now, 95,690K, oops, I typed that in backwards, 95,690K, that right there, we're just gonna go ahead and put that back in for sale, the price we bought it for. And that's something you can definitely do. Now, why did I do that? I did this because I know that Trim Masterwork plate legs have been right around this price for like the past few days. So I know that they're probably not going to go for too much higher than this. You could put them in for higher than this. And the reason why is this. If there's not that many people selling Trim Masterwork plate legs, then maybe I just bought this one for $95,690 from some guy, and the next seller is at 96.5 mil. They might be at 96.5 mil. They might be at 98 million. Who knows? So you could try to put this in for higher. So just to keep in mind on your own flipping, you could try putting this in for higher because it's so much above the mid price that remember how we said the normal people trying to buy them are going to just like put plus 20% 15 times and then try to buy it for whatever. So that means that the price you're able to sell it at could be way higher than mid price. It could be higher than where you're at. There's a bigger fluctuation there is what I'm trying to say. Something else to keep in mind with this too is that because of this, there's going to be a lot of people that go to sell their trim masterwork plate legs at mid price. So we take the same thing we learned from the decorated urns, kinda. It's like a very similar concept. We know that people are typically, when they go sell things, are going to sell them for mid price if they're not a flipper. So what you could do is you could start something at like 88,501 and you could start your offer there. I don't know if it'll buy and you don't know if it's going to buy. But it's a really great thing to try because someone could sell this for 88 million, or like they could throw it in there for mid. If you are the only one offering above mid at that time, then you will buy this one right here for 88.5 million. I mean, you could try something a little bit more realistic if you want to. You could offer like if your instant buy was 95.7, yeah. So I'm saying a whole lot of things at once. Hopefully you guys are following everything I'm saying. But here, let me talk about a safe strategy. I understand that not everybody is like, they don't flip all day long. So a safe strategy you can do is this. You can instantly buy the trim masterwork plate legs. We paid $95,690. We're going to go and resell them for that same price. And then we're going to offer like 3 million below that. So what we do is we would offer something like 92 million. And also something really quick too, don't ever offer a flat number. Don't ever offer just 92 million. It's a bad idea because a lot of people are going to offer that flat number. So increase your offer by a little bit of gold. It doesn't really matter how much, just increase it by a little bit of gold and then confirm offer. That way it's not a flat offer. You automatically increase your chances of buying that item because your offer is not flat compared to a lot of other people who are going to be offering flat. Same thing like when I did as you saw me with the sale here, how I took off a few gold. Just take off a few gold. You don't need to take off 50,000 gold. That's a bad idea. Taking off like 50,000 gold is going to make it so that you lose 50k every time you flip an item. Take that times 1,000, you lost 50 million gold. So just think about whatever you're taking off, multiply that times 1,000 and think about if you care about that amount of gold. Would you care about 50 million gold? Probably. So don't do it. So right there, this right here would be an example of a safe flip of how I would start if I did not have any previous information about trim masterwork plate legs, guys. So that right there is a great example of something you can do yourself. But just understand that when things are way above mid, they are more volatile and they change often. They typically have a bigger profit margin. That's the number one thing honestly to take from this is that things that are way above mid or way below mid tend to have a much larger profit margin. I love flipping things that are above mid. So when he says that he's scared about buying things that are non-instant buy, non-instant seller way above mid, I understand that, but don't be afraid because you can make a lot of money. The one thing you want to know though is why is it so high above mid, and has it been so far above mid for days or just now? If it's been super high above mid just now, that could be risky. It could be risky. But if it's been like that for a week, it's not that risky. Chances are it's going to be that way tomorrow too. All right, let's go through. Find it hard to flip high-level weapons when they drop in price. Any tips? I need a little bit more specific question there, Alfred. I would love to answer that for you, but I need a little bit more specifics when it comes to that question because, like, you're talking about when they crash or just drop in price, because items change all the time. Like these plate legs might not sell for 95.7. Maybe they'll sell for 95.5. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. What you need to do is you need to just make sure that you're updating your offers often. So on a typical item, this is not the same for every item, guys. On a typical item, it's like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe 60 minutes is where you should update your offer. And then depending on the item, your offer update should be anywhere from like 100,000 or 200,000, or really expensive items, 300,000 that you update your offer by, and then let it sit again for another 30 to 60 minutes. We have a spreadsheet in the Discord that literally shows you the update times and update amounts for every single item that we flip in the Discord. So if you have the Patreon stuff, if you're a supporter on the Patreon, be sure to look for that. Look in flipping master info in the Discord. It talks all about that. How to PC when a buy limit is 1. Woo! Here we go. So this is probably one of my most asked questions. So, and for a good reason. It's a very difficult question to ask. Here we go. It's a very difficult question to answer. It's like it's a tough one. Like how do you price check items that have a buy limit of 1? All right, so I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways you can do it. Let's start with these Armadillo boots. I don't know if I want to start Armadillo boots actually. Yeah, screw it. We're already here. Armadillo boots. All right. So I'm going to buy 1. They have a buy limit of 1. So there's a couple different things you guys can do. My recommendation would be to open up our Discord. and I say that because there's literally not very many places to get accurate prices nowadays. There's really not. The friend chats are all dead. There's a few different things. I'm well aware that SudiBot exists, but the only thing is prices are often 24 hours or older, or people also are able to post things that are not true in there, and there's no way of knowing whether it's true or not. There's several times I go buy things that the prices end up being incorrect, and I do not have anything against the people who make it. They're awesome people. It's a really cool thing they made, but the checking to see if things are real is kind of a tough point for me. So I don't use it all that often. So where do you find these prices? If you've been flipping Armadillo boots for the last few days, you probably already know what they've been around. And that's actually a pretty good strategy. So let's use the first strategy I said, and we'll actually open up the Discord. So I'm gonna show the Discord here real quick. Let me make sure this is actually popped up on the screen here. Come on. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so right here, we've got our Discord. Let me shrink myself for a second. And I swear this is not a plug for our Discord, even though you should totally join. I'm not doing this as a plug. I'm just literally showing you. This is literally what I do when I look for price history. I'm going to go to Flip Mastery Prices. So this right here is actually one of the sections that if you guys were on the Patreon, like if you guys were like, you know how I keep on talking about, join our Patreon, blah, blah. If you're in there, you're actually able to see this. So I'm purposely looking at some older prices here, by the way. We have newer prices that are more recent, but I'm looking at some older prices. So what I can do is I can actually go back and actually here, Hood of Subjugation. That's a great example. If we go back to our RuneScape, why do I have more than one RuneScape open? Let's go back to our RuneScape here real quick, and we're going to switch our item to Hood of Subjugation because that's actually one of the things that are currently posted in there. All right, so boom, Hood of Subjugation. We see right there that it is mid price of 1,117,400. If I just looked at this like just, hey, I'm just checking this out, I would have no idea like where to start, right? If I was to instantly buy, instantly sell, my buy limit is gone. So what can I do instead? I can simply look back here, and yesterday at 5:47 p.m. my time, that was 19 hours ago, we have Hood of Subjugation 600k to 1.1 million. Something else I can do, guys, is I can actually do this. I can actually go highlight Hood of Subjugation, copy it, go up here, post, hit enter. And this will actually bring out a whole bunch of results for recents when it comes to Hood of Subjugation. So I know that yesterday we see the one that I have right here. We've got another one instant selling at 1,026,000. Then back on the 20th, he posted again for Hood of Subjugation 1 million to 1.6. So what we can tell from these prices here is that our item has been slowly dropping, and the most recent stuff has been below mid. So if I was to look at my spreadsheet, and I would see that the average margin on these is, you know, whatever it's supposed to be, probably like 400k to 700k or something like that is what the average margin on these usually is. What I can tell is that if there was offers around 600k buying before, I'm going to start my offer at probably 600k, or maybe 601, 1, 2, 3. And that is actually where I would start. Now, something you can do with this too, guys, is you can just simply just wait and see if it buys. Hood of Subjugation usually buys within 20 to 40 minutes, 40 minutes being kind of slow. But sometimes if you waited that long, you got a really good price. So I would wait 20 to 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and I would update this again. When I update this again, maybe I would go up to, maybe I would hope that the Grand Exchange works. and we go to 651 and then confirm offer again and let us sit there again for another 20 to 45 minutes. So this seems kind of painstaking, right, for an item that you can only flip one of. But let me show you the trick of how this is actually very worthwhile. Now, I understand when you look at this, you're like, okay, maybe I'm going to sell this for mid, or like maybe it'll go for just below mid. And also too, yeah, when I would go for my sell, I would probably just start it at mid and then slowly drop it. So just quick backtrack though, we did not do an instant buy, instant sell. If you are using 3 or 4 different accounts to flip with, you can just do instant buy, instant sell, because you essentially have the ability to buy 3 more of these. We can't buy 3 more of these if we're only using one account. So this right here is like my number one strategy for using one account. If you have more than one account, instant buy, instant sell on one of your accounts, save yourself all this time and buy them for profit on the rest of your accounts. That's an easy way of doing that. But if we look right here, I would let this sit there and go like this. If this buys for 650K, right? And then I'm selling them for 1.1 million. And I look back in my history here. This is kind of like a Grand Exchange history, because you can literally type in any item in our Discord and see all the different hoods of subjugation. Look at this. Like there's like 13 more pages of hood of subjugation that are recent. So if you're looking at that and you're like, okay, I know the price range has been around the same price range for a very long time. Here's what you can do, and here's how this makes real good money. And I personally actually do items like this myself. I can then go, boom, I'm going to buy 20 of them. I'm going to buy 20 of them for the price I've been moving them at. And then I'll just let this sit on my account. And maybe I'll check it every once in a while to see if they're not buying anymore, or if they're buying, just watch and make sure they're buying. It's kind of like watching your little garden to make sure it's growing. Imagine having like 8 different slots here, guys, of subjugation pieces, and you're just like, oh, hey, look, that one's sprouting. Oh, look, there's a cute one is just coming in. Yay. You're just like, yep, just making the stacks. The thing is at any time you can pull out however many you've bought and put them in for sale at the price you've been buying and selling them for a very long time. It will fluctuate a little bit, and some things don't fluctuate. There are items I have literally bought 100 of before the price ever changed, and I'm not exaggerating. That does happen. So you can literally just sit there with these items, with these offers like this. Because it has a buy limit of 1, there are a lot less people that flip these items. And then also it tends to have a much larger margin because it's harder to price check. So it actually makes them extremely good if you use this technique right here of bulk buying and bulk selling. So let's say in the situation where you're like, oh no, they're not selling. Oh no. Like, let's say you have hood of subjugation here. I'll use a different item. So let's go ahead and take this out real quick. Boom. Let's put my decorated woodcutting urn in here. Let's say you have like 20 of these that you bought, and this is 4 million, not 4,000 gold. And you're like, oh no, they're not selling. Uh-oh. The thing is if you were flipping them at such a good margin and the price has not changed in several days, it doesn't change very often, the chances are your update doesn't need to be that big either. If you're selling them for this price here, you would just drop it by a small amount and then let them sit again. And that strategy works so well, guys. So well. I use that all the time because I don't want to sit there and update my prices 24/7. It's not that fun unless you just want to actively be flipping. So hopefully that answered that question. Hopefully that shows you guys how you can make a ton of money even by small items like this. Like I legitimately have at least 2 accounts that just do tier 70 items because they're just really good. Okay, let's go, guys. Digits says, how would you go about investing with a 200 million stash? With 200 million, I really wouldn't recommend investing. The reason why is because you're not going to have a whole lot of extra money. Something you want to think about is you want to have money. You want to have money for flipping, and you want to have money for you just want to have money for flipping. The more money you have to flip with, the more you're able to make. If I'm able to go in here and say Saren Godbow. Saren Godbow is 851 million by the GE mid. If I have a bank of 900 million and I invest 400 million into investments, I only have 500 million that I can flip with. I can now no longer flip Saren Godbow. That's just a very obvious example of I can no longer make the large flips on these Saren Godbows. I'm missing out on that Saren Godbow money. and I'm holding myself back from being able to flip more because I now have less cash, which means is that those investments have to be making a certain amount of cash. I would highly recommend that you have a certain amount of money before you start investing. 200 million is definitely not where I would start investing. What about flipping 292 items? What questions do you have about that? And wow, we have a lot of questions. So I'm gonna go and go through some of these. What's your Discord channel? Check it out in the description down below, guys. Description down below shows all the different links. Feel free to follow whatever you like to. Let's see. I want to get into it. How would you flip the Knox weapons, or better, how does it work? So flipping Knox weapons is the same style. Actually, it's pretty much the same thing I just explained when it comes to the one limit items, except that you have 2 limits. So you could instant buy, instant sell the first one. Just know here's something that I recommend with Knox real quick. Here's a really quick recommendation, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and instantly buy this Knox. Boom. 151,949. So the mid is 151,397. I know that the average margin on Knox staff is anywhere from 1 million to 2 million. So what I know from right here is that either number 1, I need to sell this for more, or number 2, I need to buy my next one for below mid price. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and take this Knox staff. I'm going to go 151,949 because that's what I just bought it for. Take off a few gold so that I am the lowest seller ever. And then do that. I'm going to go back in on Knox staff again. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to offer 151 million flat. Nope, not 151 million GP. Or sorry, not 151 GP. That won't buy it. I'm going to offer 151 million flat and offer a little bit above that. And go boom. Hey, look, Knox staff sold extremely fast back for the price I paid for it. Which means that, remember we had two things that we thought from this. Either number 1, we could sell it for more, or number 2, we had to buy the next one for below mid. I think that the answer here was actually we need to sell them for more. But I'm actually going to go ahead and test this Knox staff at below mid and see if I'm able to buy it below mid. Because, you know, if I was able to buy that first one that low, chances are I might be able to snag this one for below mid. Maybe not, maybe not. But for the sake of this video, or for the sake of this workshop moving quickly, I think I'll actually go ahead and offer up to this. But I would recommend you start at below mid if you found this situation. But I would like to actually buy one for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to mid. This will probably buy pretty quickly. And when it does, we will try to sell it for more. So as you can see right there, I was able to extremely easily flip these Knox staves. And I'll end up making some profit here, probably like on the video with you guys. And that's because I just have a lot of working knowledge with Knox stabs and with Knox items in general. When you understand how all these items work, you can flip so much more efficiently. It's so much fun. You just sit here and flip. Blah, 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 blah. I can make over 1 billion gold per day by flipping between my different accounts. And a lot of people are just like, how could you do that? Well, the thing is literally just having a lot of experience with each thing. So practice, test, you know, learn as you go. People who say, oh, it doesn't earn that much money to do flipping, they just don't know how to flip very well. That's how it goes. Think about it this for you guys that PVM out there. Think about this. If I'm killing Bandos, and if I'm going to go kill General Grardor, if I'm going to go kill Bandos in 2 minutes, I'm going to make less money per hour, less money per day than someone that kills Bandos in 30 seconds, right? But we're both killing Bandos. So if one person is like, Bandos killing doesn't make any money, but the other person's like, I'm making bank on Bandos, you understand the difference there. So that can also go along with your own thoughts. If you're like, oh man, I don't know if I like flipping, or flipping's really hard, or flipping seems confusing. You're the 2-minute Bandos guy. You will become the 30-second Bandos guy after a couple weeks of learning how to do it, and you'll get really, really good. But you'll improve as you go. Anyway, if you don't know what's going on though, my recommendation with stuff like Knox staff and stuff like that is simply to, when you buy it, like here, we'll just do another item. Sure. We'll go ahead and buy a Knox bow. Instant buy. Boom. Buy Knox bow. 148.7. Wow, that's a good amount below mid. It's like 500k below mid. So 148,714. 148,714. So something else too, since I bought this a little bit below mid, you could try selling this for higher. And actually, I would sell this for higher. I would go 148,798. I would at least do that. And the reason why is because I just paid 148 what do we pay? We paid 148,714. Guys, nobody puts a sell price at 148,714. That just shows me that whoever sold this Knox bow is not very good at flipping, because they just made up some random price that takes away a lot of their profit. Do you remember how I talked about not that long ago about how if you subtract money from your offer, you lose that much money? So what this guy probably did is they probably instantly bought one for 148.8, and they decided to take off this much gold. Or maybe they thought that 148.8 was how much they should sell it for, and so they took off a bunch of gold and they ended up putting this in here. If I go 148,800 and I got this right here, and I subtract my 148,714, this person just decided to take off 85,286 gold. Let's take that times 1,000. After 1,000 flips, guys, they lose 85 million gold. So let's not lose 85 million gold. Let's not be like that guy. We can tell that that person is not the best flipper. And once again, I'm not talking crap about anybody. Everybody has to learn and, you know, just improve as you go. But this person right here needs more improving. And so we can tell that is too low. So this will probably sell because it's a much more realistic sell price, because it's just below the 100K. Like, round up when you're trying to sell your item. You know, don't do 714. That just doesn't make any sense. But here's something you can do. Let me talk about quickly about flipping, about price checking these without losing money though. We bought this for 148,714, right? So I'm not going to instantly sell it. And the reason why is because if I did that, I am probably going to lose quite a bit of money, because they have a pretty big margin, right? Like we said, Knox items have a margin anywhere from 1 million to 2 million and higher. Also, there's a buy limit of 2. If I was to instantly sell this right now and I lost 1 million and then I make 1 million on my next one, I made 0. I wasted time. So what I would do is I would instantly buy it and then resell it for the price I got it for, or make it a smarter price like we did, if that's something you're able to do. And then the next one, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go Knox bow. And I'm going to go 147. Sure. We're going to do 147 million GP with a 2K cut on there. And this is just simply because if I bought it for right around this, remember that our average margin on Knox bow is between 1 and 2 million. So I'm going to start it off here. You can also start it lower if you want to. You can start at 146 or 145 if you're like, man, I bet Knox bow has a crazy margin right now. Then try lower. Or if this one right here buys too fast, on my next account, I'm going to buy it lower. Something to remember also, guys, something I remember also about all of these different price checks is if you do the same item a few times a day, the price probably hasn't changed that much. So a cool strategy you can do is this. If I sell off my Knox longbows at 148.8, then after 4 hours when my buy limit is up, I can just repeat my buy and repeat my sell. If it doesn't buy or it doesn't sell, adjust it by 100K or so, and it's probably going to move. So keep that in mind too. Also, with that though, if your item is rising, try selling it for a little bit more the next 4 hours. And if your item is dropping, try buying it for a little bit less. That's something you want to know. Like, you know, follow the market. Something else too, if you look on our Discord and you look up an item and you look up the history, you can see what direction it's moving in. Okay, here we go. Dino says, you made me rich. That's what I like to hear, man. Gel says, I watched a couple of videos of yours and made 20 to 30 million in the past few days. Awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Diogo says, how much you recommend to start flipping, even for fun? I would recommend not starting flipping, realist. If you're brand new to flipping, you're going to want at least 20 or 30 million to start off with. You can flip with 1 million or you can flip with 10 million. But the thing is, though, is it requires a pretty good knowledge in order to do that. I'm not going to lie. And the thing is that doesn't really apply to most people, because most people with 10 million don't have the flipping knowledge. So unless you're like starting over a brand new account or something, you're probably not going to have the knowledge to be able to flip effectively at 10 million. That's the super long answer to 20 or 30 million. Do Slayer, do money-making methods, stuff like that. There's lots of money-making methods on the channel to get ideas from. We have money-making methods in the Discord. You can also find Slayer partners in the Discord, whatever you want to do. Hello, Mr. Manatee. What's up, Chase? I'm doing great, man. Are summoning pouches good to flip? They are. Yes. I'm planning on actually making a video on this, but let me show you guys a cool thing. Hey, look there. We bought this one for mid. Remember, guys, that we sold our last one for 151,949. So since we did that and it was sold really fast, I'm gonna try 152, 399. We're gonna do 398. Okay. All right. We're gonna put that in there for that. Boom. And I'm just going to try this. Let's let that sit there because it sold for way too fast earlier. So we're going to see if it sells for more. If it doesn't, whatever, I'll just slowly update it and drop it slowly. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to panic and drop my price by a massive amount. It doesn't really make any sense to do that. So we're going to avoid doing that. We're going to try to get this much out of it. Sony pouches are good to flip. Actually, instead of just showing you, I'll just kind of explain this. I'm actually planning on making a video on this very soon. It's funny enough. It's actually so good that I'm going to make a video on it. Long story short, summoning pouches can be sold to a summoning master for a certain number of shards. And if you look on the wiki and you look up an item, it'll tell you how much shards you will get for that summoning pouch. So what you can do is you can actually buy items for their shard value or less in the grand exchange and then sell them for more. And you have zero risk because at any point in time, you can just go back and sell them for that price. Decorated Farming, by the way, is still buying, still working. Heck yeah, try it. So with that being said, if you found a summoning pouch that, you know, the guy swapped shards for 4,000 and then in the grand exchange they're selling for 39.70, you can't lose money. So buy them for that price, but don't sell them to the shard people. Don't sell them to the shard people. It's a mistake. Take your items and put them into the grand exchange. Here, check this out really quick. I'll actually show you this. This is the kind of stuff I don't normally show people, but we'll do it. Magpie pouches. I have 88,000 of them. I have 138,000 Ibis pouches. I actually own well over 1 million Ibis pouches, and this is probably all the Magpies I have actually. But I definitely own well over 1 million Ibis pouches between my accounts. So this is actually a real thing that I do myself because when I just have an empty GE slot, I will just buy these pouches because they are selling the grand exchange for less than the shard value, and then I can sell them for more. If we look at Ibis pouches, guys, we hit that. It says GE is $20.95. So I usually pay anywhere from $2,000 to $2,100 for them because that's what they go for in the grand exchange. And then I will sell them for like $2,500 or $2,400. I won't sell them to the shards because that will give me about $2,100. But the thing is, though, is I'm not worried about holding on to them because they will never go below that shard value. So yes, they are very good to flip. But just make sure it's making sense to you. If you look at your profits for the last 24 hours on your pouches and it's like, oh, I made 6 million. That might not be better than you filling up all your slots with a whole bunch of very profitable items. So just make sure that you're being as efficient as possible with your slots. All right, what kind of items do you recommend for low budget? Start with tier 70 weapons and gear, as we mentioned before, and just slowly work your way up. If you want more information on that, just watch the recording for this video, because we talked about that in the beginning. Bjorn says he made 150 mil. Nice, man. I've been looking at Yak Trick items and had some success buying commonly used items at their lowest and keeping for when it spikes. Awesome idea, man. That is awesome to do. I actually mentioned that in the 16 billion video, the 17 billion video, sorry. Timu, that's me. Oh yeah, what's up? Burning Clips, how you doing, man? Vano, hello, Manatee. I've been watching you since yesterday. Awesome, welcome to the team, dude. I'm really glad I came across your channel. I really enjoy the content. Keep it up. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear. I'm really glad it's helping you out. What should I start flipping with? I'm new to this, but I have nice money stack. I would recommend that you know, okay, slightly shameless plug here. Join our Discord. Look at all the flipping stuff there. Learn how to flip, and then you can also figure out what to flip. But we mentioned in the very beginning of this video a lot of different things to flip, like the different gears and stuff like that. So watch this recording or watch the other videos on the channel. Kyle says, amazing. Thank you so much. For sure, man. I see. So flipping is stealing from people just like a real life LMO. I missed this channel. LOL. Good luck, guys. It's not. No, it's not stealing. Unless you call Target stealing. Do you guys like, you know, Target the store or Walmart or Amazon? Would you call them stealing? They are literally flipping in real life, if you think about it, because Target is buying stuff from manufacturers for cheaper and selling them to you for more. That is literally how every single business in the entire planet operates as far as like consumer goods. So no, it's not in any way stealing. That doesn't even make any sense. Busy Don, I mean all of them. Oh, I think he's responding to him. Here we go. There's so many chats. You guys are talking to each other. How do you make money as items are on the decline? Buy them for less. If they're dropping, then there are plenty of people panicking, and you can buy up those panic buys for good profit. Can you still stretch the price of archaeology materials, or should you buy and sell within the price checked margins? I'm actually going to cover the archaeology stuff really soon. So look for that video very soon. I'm gonna do like a follow-up video about how good archaeology stuff is now. So look for that video. I will explain more about this, but I would say that you can stretch them. You just can't stretch them as much. Our stack, I have about 20 or 30 million. What would you suggest I start with? Supplies, armor, food, bulk sales. Start with tier 70 gear and work your way up. So, and just watch the beginning, watch the recording of this video as I explain that. You got any tips on how to start RuneScape 3 like quests? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean there, man. If like just start doing quests. Maybe I missed. I might have missed what you're asking there, but yeah, just start doing them. Just do quests. Do quests that you find fun. Do content you find fun. That's my best thing. Let's see. Like right now, all Tier 92 has been going down for a few days, and I really only check a VGE a few times a day, which makes it hard. Then maybe don't do Tier 92s. And also, maybe just stick to items that are not fluctuating that hard. There are plenty of other items that are not fluctuating that crazily. So you should try doing those first. If it's stressing you out, just try the more safe things. My clan uses SudiBot, but I never known how it works. Seems like it's not always accurate. It unfortunately is not very accurate because people can post whatever they want to and there's no moderation. In our Discord, for example, and once again, the people who made SudiBot, PCT, shout out to Jess, PCT, and everybody. They're really nice people, awesome, really great. They have a great product, and it's good for checking out what things are kind of like in the range of. But also something here's a great way to explain it. SudiBot is not meant for flipping. SudiBot is just meant for people to figure out what prices are. So if you're trying to use it for flipping, I probably wouldn't do that, just because the prices are going to be too inaccurate for you to flip with. But if you are just trying to figure out, hey, what's the general price of this item, like a green Halloween, what is the price around? Then SudiBot's great for that, but just don't use it for flipping. And, check out our Discord for flipping. I used to flip boss gears all the time without knowing the Discord. Once you get the hang of it, you just flip the stuff without knowing the actual price because the margins are the same. Yeah, definitely. The thing with Discord just makes it easy because you can literally just read all the prices and plug them in. I used to flip. Oh, so I just read that one. Let's see. How does? Oh man, there's so many questions. Ah! Let's see. When flipping, is it better to flip within your price range and how much you have at the moment? I apologize, a dumb question. Edward, that's a great question. I really like your last name because that's my Hollywood crush. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're asking. Honestly, flip within your price range and how much you have at the moment. I mean, you kind of have to flip with how much you have at the moment. Can you maybe explain that question a little bit more? I would like to answer that for you. Basically, you want to be able to flip multiple items instead of doing one at a time. Yes, unless that one is really good. What's your advice on flipping items that are crashing? Just buy them for low. Buy them for lower and go for bigger margins. And also, don't buy too many at once. That's a really important thing. If something's crashing, don't buy 10 of it. Let's see. You lost 8 million on that Knox staff? I didn't lose 8 million on the Knox staff. What? How do you think I lost? I didn't lose any money on the Knox staff. Oh my god, troll. Is it safer to overnight flip high volume items or low volume items? Safer is a tough one. What makes overnight flipping safer or not safer? And we can cover overnight flipping if you guys want to. What makes it safer or not safer is just how much is fluctuating. So pick stuff that hasn't been changing very much, and then that is the way to finding safer. Also, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. Feel free to hit that like button. It helps to share this stuff and share this on your guys's, in your groups you're in or whatever. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Or it means someone in the stream wanted staff that you owned at one point. Okay. You're undercutting the Knox Bulls sold at 139 10 minutes ago. That doesn't make any sense because it's 148.8. So I don't think it's sold at 139. Flipping material mats with low gold is okay. It is. I started a few days ago watching videos on about 5 million. Now I'm at 74. Nice. That's awesome. That's really good profit. Wow. Is there a way to see how high double XP items are going to go? Now without previous knowledge, but what you can do is you can watch my double XP investing video, and I actually discuss how to like look at the graphs and see about, yeah, actually, honestly, just watch that video. If you have more specifics after that, then check that out. But to know exactly, no. So what would you suggest starting with if you're starting with Max Cash Plus? I would start with doing all your tier 90s, tier 92s, and then whatever money you have left over, then do like tier 80s and tier 70 overnights and stuff like that, or doing the stacks of stuff like that. But prioritize the tier 90s and tier 92s, and then try to bulk buy things when you're not playing. That's the best way. And also, if you work with Max Cash Plus, like I myself flip with 9 RuneScape 3 accounts and 2 old school RuneScape accounts with well over, there's several hundred billion on between all the different accounts. What I can tell you is that using more than one account is extremely important when you have that amount of gold. You will make so much more. Just pay for the bonds with gold, have more accounts, make more profit. There's no reason to flip with only one account. So how does your Patreon billing work? Will the bill come out, for example, the first very month, no matter what? Billing on the Patreon, and it's not like I don't set up the billing, it's how they do it. When you sign up, you get billed, you get instant access to everything right away, right now, literally. And then if you were to sign up at the end of the month, kind of like we're getting later in the month right now, and you get one of the bigger packages, then just DM me after you sign up and I can make it so you get a full 30 days. If an item has 1 million margin in the spreadsheet, does that mean that I should try and buy it for 1 million below mid, or is 500 play for the buy and 500? Oh, so Chris, the mid price does not have anything to do with what you buy and sell at, man. If we look at this Knox bow, it's selling for below mid, it's buying for below mid. Mid has very little to do with what you buy and sell at. What you need to do is you need to do a price check. So if it has a 1 million margin in the spreadsheet, this is how it works. If I bought this right now, which by the way, this thing is, I'm gonna try to get rid of it because honestly, probably a bunch of people in the chat, you guys out there, are all trying to buy it. So there you go. There's a gift from me to you. 148.1 million is the buy on Knox bow. 148.105. That is the current buy on Knox bow. I instantly sold it for you guys. Free price. So if you look at our history, you can buy Knox bows for 148.105 and sell them for 148.714. But like I said, you should probably try to sell them for a little bit more than this, and you can always try buying them for lower than that. Anyway, there you go, free profit. Because that's only like a 650K margin. That's too small. So try to go for a bigger one. But when you instantly buy something, and let's say you instantly buy, if I instantly buy this Knox bow at this Knox staff at 151,949, then I know that I'm going to subtract a million below that on average to buy it at. That is what the average margin means in the spreadsheet. Watch the video on the spreadsheets though, man, because like that video shows you all that kind of stuff. Does it go by a 1 month cycle from where you started, or if you start your subscription? It does not, and that is the reason why you DM me in order to get your full 30 days if you sign up late in the month. It's the way Patreon works, not the way I work. If it was me, I would have it set up that way, but that's not how they do it. Can anyone tell me how RuneScape works, please? It is a game. Let's see. Wow, there's so many questions. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for asking questions. I'm going to get through the rest of our questions, and then we'll probably check out something else cool here. And yeah, so I didn't know there was a familiar that gave an invisible thieving boost. There is. You literally undercut my sell just now. Haha. Hey, I can't help it. This is a workshop, man. If I was flipping for real, I wouldn't be doing like, I'd be doing much more calculated stuff here. Invested in my 150 million double XP flips the morning double XP announced, and they're already up 20 million. If I were to sell now, awesome. Awesome. I started flipping 2 weeks ago. I know the basics pretty well now. What would you recommend to do when you reach 200 million? Keep flipping, save the money, don't spend it, and start with if you're at 200 million, start doing some Knox items because you're within that range now. Made loads of prayer renewals trading during profitable. Now the price dropped a lot and I'm losing something like 60 million. Well, if you were making them and you were doing it right now, you're kind of setting yourself up to lose money. I mean, what would you just do? Really, you can just sell them for what you can get them for. Right now, that kind of stuff is going to be going down. But look at the graphs and see what direction it goes. If for some reason those are going to go up during the weekend, then you can try holding on to them. But chances are, making prayer renewals is going to lose you money. Will you do a flipping guide free-to-play edition at some point? Probably not, actually. And the reason why is because if you have the 20 million gold on your free-to-play account in order to flip with, then you should be buying a bond and going on membership and making more money. That would be my video. It would be, congratulations, you have 25 million. What should we flip? We should flip your ass over to the GE, buy that bond, and get yourself into membership because you're wasting time. That is what I would actually say. There is no reason to be on free-to-play unless you do not believe in yourself. Because people are like, people tell me, they're like, I've got 2 free-to-play flipping accounts, then I've got my member flipping account. I don't want to give my free-to-play accounts bonds because I don't know if I'll make that money back. Then why are you spending the time flipping in the first place if you're not going to make at least that much money a month? Like, it's not that much money a month. Hey, thanks for asking the question. Haha, good to know. For sure, dude. Again, I think in flip, you can maintain your member buying bonds. There you go. Diogo said it for me. Would you say rune arrows are okay to flip? No, I would not. They can be sold to the store. So, you know, like, yes, you can buy them for a certain price all the time without risk. But the thing is, though, is like the amount you can buy per 4 hours doesn't make enough profit for 4 hours. Hungover flipping, by the way. So to elaborate on my question, basically having 10 to 50 million, just flip things, start with tier 70 gear, move up, and just flip things that are in your bracket. Do you think it's too late to invest for double XP now? For sure, yes. There's better things to invest in at this point. Were you going to flip some rares? Halloween the Santa went up a ton. No, I don't like flipping rares personally. I don't have fun flipping rares. I don't have fun flipping hats. It's just not fun for me. Right now, yeah. And the reason why they went up is because of manipulation. The Knox message. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Well, Nico, we literally just price checked it all in here. I actually mentioned to people that they should sell for more than we bought it for. So there you go, guys. He confirmed that the Knox bow was like 149, so it's really good. A several hundred billion. This man owns the GE. Now there's quite a few players that have several hundred billion. Not that many players, I guess, but there's players with trillions. Is it still worth flipping a double XP items right now? How late is too late for double XP items? If you're flipping them, there is no too late. You can flip them anytime you want to. What do I flip with 180 million? Start with doing what tier 90s you can, and then fill up the rest with tier 70s and tier 80s. Thank you for the help and answer the questions. I don't have any currently, but you have helped me. I don't have any currently, but you helped me immensely over the past 3 years. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. God, I'm losing my voice. I haven't had much flipping. Haven't had much luck flipping things that aren't on the top 100 most traded page. Be more patient. If stuff is less traded and has lower volume, you gotta be more patient. Let's see. To motivate some of y'all, I made around 40 billion from 500 million in a year with 2 accounts. Anyone can do it. Just stick to it and get to know the market for sure. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this workshop. It's been great. We went just over our hour that I was planning on doing it. Hopefully for you guys that are watching this workshop afterwards, you really enjoyed it. Guys, I want to leave you with this thought, though. Please join our Discord and talk about this crap in their Discord because I love talking about this stuff all the time. We talk about this stuff a lot. If you liked this workshop, please put in the comments below that you liked this workshop and you want to see more. Because if you guys like this type of content, I will do more of this type of content. We'll do workshops on other things and stuff. There's so much to cover with flipping, it's dumb. And we can do old school RuneScape workshops too. So let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know if you enjoyed the workshops. Be sure to slap that like button because it really helps to share it to other people. This workshop is free. I just ask that you hit the like button and share it if you can. Thank you so much, guys. It really helps out the channel. I really had fun today, so let's for sure do another one of these. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next workshop or in the Discord. You have a good one. Stay safe out there. See you later.